welcome to More Horror in Hollywood, and we're here with the founder of Shriekfest, Denise Gossett. And it's the festival is ready to start. Shriekfest is one of the biggest horror festivals in the world, so you can imagine Denise has a lot to do tonight. So thank you for joining us.
Oh my goodness, thank you for having me, Donna. I love being interviewed by you. It's always so much fun.
It's been so long now. It's been like maybe 8 years.
I know. Can you believe it?
And
Time go.
and the festival has just grown. It's a fantastic festival. And you are a busy actress, so tell us what you've been doing.
Oh my goodness, I have a lot of things lined up. Of course, I've been in The Office and Veronica Mars and Drake and Josh and Zoe 101 and that Mel Gibson movie, Get the Gringo. And now I just booked something which I can't give the title yet, but it shoots in April of next year. And then I am slated to do The Cellar Door 2, which is going to shoot next year. And then I have another big one, but I can't talk about it either. But it drives me crazy because I can't give the titles or anything. But there's some big things coming up, and it's very exciting.
Well, actually, all the things that you mentioned were big. I mean, being in a television series. Well, can you tell us more about The Gringo? I know that came out last year, right?
Yes, and so I worked with Mel Gibson and Peter Stormare and Bob Gunton, and it was a dream come true. We shot it in Mexico City, and it was so much fun. You know, it was funny because all the crew, nobody speaks English. So that got a little, it took a little getting used to. My driver didn't speak English, so I had to reach back to my high school, college Spanish classes so I could communicate with these people. But on set, instead of cut, it would be cortamos. So that was a little weird at first, but you got used to it. And then, there's an explosion and stuff in one of my scenes, and the sprinklers come on in the building, and so I get soaked every take. So they had to have 2 outfits, and literally after we'd finished the take, I'd strip down, and they'd give me another out, and that one would go in the dryer. So it was like this, and without any English going on. They were so they were trying to do all this without the English. It was really, really fun, though.
What was your role?
I played the secretary to Bob Gunton, and Mel comes in, and he's kind of luring some people there to kind of get a payback, so to speak. And so I end up having the scenes with all of them, and then, like I said, there's a huge explosion, and it was a dream come true.
Well, I know you can't talk about the films that you're doing next year, but can you tell us about the television series that you've done this year then, or that we saw you on?
Yes, I have done quite a few Nickelodeon shows, believe it or not. Here I'm doing horror, and then
No, that's perfect. You look so angelic. It's perfect. And then your daughter is so gorgeous. She looks just like you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so I've done a lot of Nickelodeon shows, Drake and Josh and Zoe 101 I had recurring. Lot of fun. I love doing those shows because when you go on a plane or something, you're recognized by the kids because, that's their life. They associate with those characters. So that it's almost more fun to do those sort of things because you have the kid following. And I really, really enjoy that. And I did one not too long ago called Will to Live, and I got to play a lawyer, which was really cool because literally 2 weeks before we shot, I had jury duty for the first time in my life, and I actually had to go and do it. And I told my husband, I said, this is really weird. I must have an audition coming up for a lawyer or something, because now I know what it feels like to be in the courtroom. And it is definitely a different feeling. Everybody's got that nervous energy. So I was able to bring it to the role, and I booked the role and shot it, and I played this big-time lawyer. It was amazing.
Well, so did it already show, or can we see it?
It aired once, and it should be airing again. So, yeah, and it's called Will to Live.
Okay. Wow, that's exciting. I can see you as a lawyer, though.
Yeah, it was fun.
Okay, and then tell us about the preparations for Shriekfest this year. Seems like it just keeps growing every year.
It does keep growing. It's crazy. I'm surprised I have any hair left. Pull it out. There's just so much involved. We're screening 42 films, and then there's 20 feature screenplay finalists and 10 short finalists, and just think of all those people that I have to deal with and make sure and coordinate, and and then planning the party and making sure everything. It's a logistical nightmare, really.
I know, it must be. And then you also have your radio program.
I do. It's Shriekfest Radio. It's once a week, every Thursday night. And it was funny because when the producers approached me about doing it, I kept saying, no, I don't have time to do this. I really don't. And so they went away for a little while, and then they kept coming back, bugging me, going, are you sure? You're sure? What if we get a hostess and you just find the guest? I was like, okay. So we started that way. Well, then my hostess, who was great, had a baby and couldn't do it anymore. So I was like, okay, I'll fill in till we find someone else. And then I ended up with the job. And so now, I love it. But I do love it. It's a lot of fun. And I'm really big into positive energy and positive thinking, so I kind of morph it into that. I'll interview the filmmakers and screenwriters from the festival, and then I always have like 15 minutes at the end that I'm calling like Denise's time, and I talk about pursuing your goals and your dreams, and I just love doing that part. Yeah.
Well, this festival is, I know it's horror, and we're shooting this show for More Horror, but it's also science fiction, right?
It is, yes. We have quite a few science fiction. There are a ton of science fiction screenplays. Well, if you think about it, it's so costly to make science fiction. So everyone can write it. They just can't always make it. They're waiting for those big studios to get them. But there's some phenomenal scripts that come through. It's amazing.
Okay, and how many scripts are up for Screenplay of the Year?
20. And of the 22 will win. So there'll be a best horror and a best sci-fi.
Tell us about your judges.
I have over 40, and I have to because there's so much.
40 judges!
So they help narrow down, and then we take the best of the best, and from those, sometimes I have to pull in a few other judges just to watch like the top 20 features and decide which 10 make it into the festival, because only 10 can fit, which is so sad because there's so many good movies. So yeah, and then even from there, sometimes I have to pull in people and go, of these 3 really high scored ones, which one do you like the best? So we can pick the winners. It's like this whole complicated process, and it's heartbreaking really, because I hate rejecting people. And I hate, I want everyone to win. I want them all to go home with an award. It's so hard.
I know. I mean, I put something in here and it almost made it. And Denise was so nice. I mean, she was as heartbroken as I was. So
I know.
I know, you're wonderful.
Thank you.
Well, when do you have to start getting the judging? When does the judging start for this then?
Well, it depends. See, like last year, I needed a little bit of a break, so I didn't open the call till January. But often, I mean, if I opened it right when this ends, we'd start getting submissions right away.
Because January is just like, like a couple months away.
But seriously, when the festival ends, literally days after, I'll have people going, when does the call for open? And I'm like, just give me a break. I need to rest for a little bit. But yeah, they're so eager to get the ball rolling again, which I can understand. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so much for coming up and having this interview. We're so honored to be here, and it's going to be a great time.
Having you guys here. You're so wonderful.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.